In our last episode, we finally found Vault 112 and discovered that our father was imprisoned there. After solving the riddle of Tranquility Lane, we freed him from his captivity. As we emerge, our father James comes up to us to thank us.
You've saved me. I was afraid I'd be trapped in there forever. Oh, it's so good to see you, but what are you doing here?
What are you doing here? You could have been killed!
Well, I didn't expect Dr. Braun to be alive and insane. I thought I'd just find notes or holotapes. I needed information about Braun and his work on the Gek.
I came here to find you.
Well, I'm glad you did. This certainly wasn't how I expected things to turn out. I wasn't ready for Braun, or I might have fared better.
What, you didn't like being a dog?
Well, I suppose it had its moments. But in the end, I much prefer having opposable thumbs.
Good thing I showed up to save you.
It certainly is. It's nice to feel that I'm on two legs again. And thanks to Dr. Braun, I know that Project Purity isn't lost after all. And now that I'm back, I can get back to work. I need to tell Madison what I've learned.
Did you get the information you needed?
I did indeed. Braun's work, the Gek, was designed to readapt environments for living after a nuclear war. It's not entirely stable, but I'm sure that components of that technology are just what we need, what we've been missing all this time. I need to return to Rivet City. Once Madison knows about the Gek, I can get her to see that it really will work.
What did you learn?
I was right about Braun. The technology he developed is unstable, even dangerous. But it can be adapted for Project Purity. If we can find a Gek, we can make Project Purity work.
Dad, I want answers from you.
You came all this way and risked your life for answers. It must be important to you.
What the hell is wrong with you? Why did you just leave me like that?
That's where you belonged. You were an adult, capable of fending for yourself, and you had a good life ahead of you. What's out here is my task, my responsibility. I never wanted you to have any part of this insanity.
Your responsibility? What does that even mean?
Project Purity was underway long before you were born. There were many of us, including your mother, who devoted our lives to it. The idea of free, clean water for everyone drove us to succeed. So many sacrifices were made for that idea. My responsibility is to see it through to the end, to make sure those sacrifices mean something.
What about me? What am I supposed to do?
Yes, what about you? Why in fact are you outside the vault at all? I don't even want to know how you got out. As much as I appreciate your help, you were supposed to stay there, to make a life for yourself there, not out here.
You left me there without saying goodbye. What was I supposed to do?
You were supposed to stay put. You could have had a good life in the vault. But I suppose it's too late to go back now, isn't it? The Overseer would likely have a shot on sight. Well then, you'll just have to come with me to Rivet City. You've certainly proven yourself capable enough.
Screw the vault. I didn't need that place.
Is that so? You're 19 years old. Are you so sure you know what you want from life already? I suppose it doesn't matter now. I suspect there's no going back for either of us. We'll just have to forge on ahead, won't we?
You need to go back to Rivet City?
I can't do this on my own. Madison, Dr. Lee has a team of scientists working at Rivet City. They'll have to help. The facility hasn't been used in years. There'll be enough work for a good number of people, and it will take us a while. The sooner I get to Rivet City, the sooner Madison and I can get to work.
You've got to be kidding me.
You must understand. As much as I love you, this project has been my responsibility since long before you were even born. Too many people have made sacrifices to give up on it now. Your mother, if you'll let me, I'd like to show you what we've accomplished. I want you to be there when we change the world. After so many years, I can finally see it through to the end. I can't stop now.
Don't you want to take a break after all you've been through?
No. It will be time to rest when the work is complete. This is far too important. I need to get back to Rivet City right away. There's so much to be done.
So you're going back to Rivet City right now?
Yes. With what I've learned, Madison is sure to see that we can finally succeed where we failed so many years ago. I'd like you to come with me. I'd like you to be there when we finally open the floodgates.
We have two choices here. We can say, Dad, I'm not going with you. I have other things to take care of.
Really? You're not going to join me? Coming all this way after me, I'd have thought you'd want to help. I have to keep going. I can't stop now. I'm going back to Rivet City. Meet me there if you change your mind. It would be good to work with you, honey.
But at any time, we can change our mind. Okay, Dad, let's head to Rivet City.
That's my girl. Let's hurry. Now that I know what we need, I want to get back to work as soon as possible.
But first, can we just talk for a minute?
Of course, honey. What's on your mind?
Can't we just go back to the vault? Back to the way things were?
Somehow, I don't think the Overseer would agree with that. What's done is done. But if we succeed, if we can make Project Purity a reality, we can create a new life for ourselves out here.
How could you leave me like that? What the hell were you thinking?
I wanted you to be safe. I didn't want this for you. A life out here in this godforsaken war zone. I couldn't tell you what I was doing because I didn't want you following me. A plan which clearly was not as successful as I imagined it would be.
You really think you can do this? Make this thing work?
I wouldn't be here if I didn't. With what I've learned from Dr. Braun, I know it can work. That's why it's so important to find a Gek as soon as possible. It's the key to Project Purity.
Why would you throw away the life we had?
You have to understand, the vault wasn't for me, it was for you. To make sure my daughter grew up somewhere safe, away from all this. I didn't want you to leave. I wanted you to stay there, to grow up and live your life in safety.
Is this about Mom? Are you trying so hard because of what happened to her?
Oh, my child, if only you could have known how much it meant to her. She believed in the work we were doing and was so determined to see it through. She gave up so much for this project. We all did. And I don't want that to have been for nothing.
You could have told me you were leaving.
Oh, come on, be honest. Can you really say you wouldn't have tried to come with me if you knew? I told you, I wanted a different life for you. I had hoped the Overseer would seal the vault, making it impossible for you to leave. It might mean you spend the rest of your life hating me, but your well-being was worth a chance.
So you just disappear without saying a word?
I had thought that after my escape, the Overseer would seal the vault. You'd have had no choice but to stay behind. I suppose I underestimated how resourceful you would be.
I guess it runs in the family.
Yes, I suppose it does. Look, I'm sorry that I left you. I did what I thought was best for you. I don't know how else to say it.
Why would you put yourself at risk like this? Do you have some sort of death wish?
What? No, of course not. This is important work. Clean water can change the lives of so many thousands of people. It's worth the risk to help them.
Helping people? What about helping your own child?
I can understand that you're angry. You have a right to be. Perhaps the choice I made wasn't the right one. At the time, I thought I was doing what was best for you.
How could abandoning me be the right choice?
For almost 20 years now, I've done everything I can to see that you have a good life. The vault wasn't perfect, to be sure, but it was the safest place in the wasteland. That's why I took you there in the first place. I didn't see it as abandoning you. I saw it as moving on, knowing you were safe.
So you've been lying to me all this time?
Yes. I lied about where you were born, about where I was born. I admit that. At the time, I felt the truth would only encourage you to try and leave the vault, to go looking for your past. Perhaps I should have handled things differently. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry isn't good enough, Dad.
I'm afraid there's nothing else I can offer. When Project Purity is finished, we can sit down and really talk. I'd like to work through this. For now, I need to return to Rivet City. There's still much to do.
Yeah, well, don't do it again.
I promise you, I won't. I'm going to need your help. Now that I have what I came for, I need to get back to Rivet City right away.
You know what? Screw you, Dad.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
Look, what exactly is this Project Purity?
It started as an idea, really. Remember the Bible passage your mother loves so much? Free, clean water for everyone. What a difference it could make in the lives of everyone here in the wastes. Over time, that idea took the form of a purifier. Not like the one in the vault, though. This one was gigantic, capable of purifying millions of gallons of water at once. We used the old Jefferson Memorial for the location. right on DC's tidal basin. Someday soon, I hope you'll see it work.
So what happened to Project Purity?
In the year before you were born, things became difficult. There had always been something of a mutant problem in the city, but it became worse. They attacked more frequently and more aggressively. Support for the project eroded as time went on. When we couldn't produce any significant results, progress came to a halt. And then you were born. Your mother and I had talked about what to do when that time came. But then we lost her, and I had to make a decision. I chose to leave. From what I understand, things happened quickly after that. It became too dangerous for the others to stay, and so the project was abandoned. Dr. Lee and her team left for what became Rivet City, and Project Purity has sat waiting ever since.
What's the big deal about water, anyway?
The vault you grew up in had its own water purification system. Clean water was never a worry. Out here, things are different. Water out here is never clean, and almost always irradiated. It's barely able to sustain any kind of normal life. If we can change that, humanity has a real chance at rebuilding, starting over.
Dad, how did Mom really die?
I understand that you have reason to question a good many things I've told you over the years. But your mother... I've never lied to you about what happened. Not once. She died giving birth to you. It was a difficult time. She was so eager to meet you, to make a place for you in the world. If nothing else, please believe that she loved you very much.
Just forget it. Let's get this over with.
I hope that you could understand why I've done the things that I've done. The last thing I want is to lose my daughter.
I think I understand. I'm glad we talked.
So am I, my love. Well, this isn't what I had in mind. It's good to have you with me.
With that, Dad hightails it out of Vault 112, and we can follow him. Now, I suppose we could fast travel back to Rivet City, but there's just something poetic about traveling the wasteland with our father.
See? This is why I took you to that vault in the first place. That's the way you want it.
His journey from Vault 101 has been hard on him, as we can see from the deterioration of his unique vault suit. It's covered in dirt. It looks like it's really been through the ringer. The only way to get this jumpsuit is to reverse pickpocket it from Dad's inventory. If we do, we get his unique tattered-looking wasteland outfit. It has a DR of 2 and grants +5 to lockpick and +5 to repair. And we can repair it with other vault suits. Along the way, Dad walks through many dangerous locations, and he can pick up an assortment of weapons along the way. In my game, Dad picked up a minigun, which you'll see him wearing throughout the remainder of this video. But for me, I just relished this brief moment where we get to spend quality time with James. Quality father and child time that we've been missing for far too long.
Just like shooting that old BB gun, you remember? Getting some exercise, are we? If that's the way you want it.
After nearly a full real-world hour just trying to get here, we finally arrive at Rivet City. Dad runs in as if he's expected and heads straight for the science lab. There, he tells Madison Lee the good news.
I told you it would work, Madison, and now I can prove it.
James, you're back.
And with good news. I was right about Brawn and the Gek. If we can find one, we can adapt it to work with the purifiers.
I'd like to believe you, James. I really would. This is all just so sudden.
Madison, I'm telling you, this is real. I talked to Brawn himself. He confirmed it. Don't you see? This is what we've been waiting for.
I don't know, James. So many years have passed. Is it really still worth trying?
How could it not be worth improving the lives of everyone in the wasteland? What could be a more worthy endeavor?
You haven't lost any of your passion, have you, James?
It's as important to me as ever, Madison. I know it's important to you too. Let's finish it together.
James, we don't have a GEC. I can get a small team together, but we'll need proof that it works before people believe us.
I know, I was thinking about that. The lab at the facility had some old pre-war computers that we scavenged. One of them might be useful.
From the last reports, there's no power at the facility. Even if one of those computers had a database, we couldn't access it.
That's why we're going to head over there right now and get things up and running as best we can.
You know, if it were anyone else asking me to do this, I'd have them run right out of Rivet City.
And you know I wouldn't be here if I didn't think this would really work. It's time, Madison.
Damn you, James. When this is all over, you owe me a drink. I'll get the team together.
Thank you, Madison. It's good to be working with you again. We need to get back to Project Purity. The computer there is our best chance to locate a GEC.
Won't that be dangerous?
Probably, but we have to try, don't we? It's too important for the people of the wasteland to let fear stop us now. We need to get moving right away. Are you coming with us?
You have to go now? Can't this wait?
After 20 long years, I finally have a chance to make things right. To finish what I started so long ago. I owe this to Madison. I owe it to your mother. No, I can't wait another moment. Are you coming with us?
I'm not going with you.
Are you sure? We could use your help. If you change your mind, you can always meet up with us along the way. If nothing else, come see me once we're set up.
All right, let's get going.
That's my girl. It'll be good to work side by side with you, honey.
Before heading out, we can chat with Madison.
You found him? I can't believe it! You have my thanks. We would be lost without James.
You seem very happy. Is there anything I should know?
No, of course not. I'm simply glad that our work can continue. James is essential to the project, that's all, really.
I told you I'd find him.
So you did. I apologize for entertaining the thought of doubting you.
You think Project Purity will ever work again?
I have faith in your father. With the knowledge he's gained, we stand a better chance than we ever have.
Seeing her like this, I think makes it even more clear that at one time, Dr. Lee held a flame for Father. And perhaps she still does. We can next talk with some of Madison Lee's other scientists. We'll start with Anna Holt.
I don't know if I like this. I understand it's important to Dr. Lee, but isn't going to Project Purity dangerous?
And then Janice Kaplinski.
This is kind of exciting, isn't it? I've always heard Dr. Lee talk about Project Purity, but I never thought I'd be going there.
What's your story?
I've been with Dr. Lee for about 10 years now. She needed an assistant, and I needed something to do. It was either this or wind up dead in a ditch someplace, you know?
Do you think Project Purity will ever work again?
I sure hope so. Or it's just going to crush Dr. Lee completely. Especially after your father came back and all.
When done, we can head outside Rivet City and follow the scientists to the Jefferson Memorial. But they all take their good, sweet time getting there. Despite his haste, Dad is no longer running. But due to the quirks of engine geometry, the scientists change places on numerous occasions. In the lead, it's Anna Holt, followed closely by Janice Kaplinski. Dad follows close behind, and bringing up the rear is Madison Lee. Looks like they're getting close to the Jefferson Memorial. Who will come out on top? Looks like Kaplinski took a wrong turn, but she's heading back into the race and struggling to keep up behind Madison Lee. But Anna Holt is still in the lead. Madison Lee is hot on James's tail, with Janice not far behind. And as they reach the door to the gift shop, it's Anna Holt in first, James in second, Madison Lee in third, and Kaplinski dead last.
I'm not trying to put you off, but we need to get to Project Purity. Anything else can wait until later.
Yeah, I know, Dad. It's okay. We're here. God forbid anything get between you and Project Purity. At last we reach the Jefferson Memorial, and it looks like some of Madison's team beat us here. We find a bunch of new people wandering around. Let's talk to them. We'll start with Daniel Agincourt here.
Oh, great. Listen, I know who you are, okay? Far as I'm concerned, you've got no business being here, so just stay out of my way.
Good to meet you too. What's your story?
Unlike some people around here, I stuck with Dr. Lee through it all. I was the last one to leave when we finally gave up. Now your daddy shows up out of the blue and suddenly I have to drop everything to come back and help pick up the pieces.
Look, you don't need to be such an asshole.
God forbid I should be upset that twice now my work has been screwed over by your father. And to make things worse, this time he brings his snot-nosed kid along for the ride.
He's just trying to do the right thing.
Sure. No matter that he disappears for almost 20 years, leaving us all hanging. It's not like we have lives or anything.
Do you think Project Purity will ever work again?
The hell do you care? You showed up here, 5 minutes ago, and now you're strutting around like you own the place? You shouldn't even be here. Why don't you go do whatever it is you're supposed to be doing and leave me alone?
Are you sure? Tell me again. Do you think Project Purity will work again?
Not if you keep asking me stupid questions.
Anything else I should know about this place?
Besides the fact that you shouldn't be here? Don't touch anything you're not told to. There's enough to do around here without having to clean up after you.
Okay, I'll be going.
Just stay out of my way, okay?
Well, his personality is almost as cheery as Madison Lee. Well, hi there, Garza. What's your story?
I have worked for Dr. Lee for many years. She has been good to me, helped me through some difficult times. I had little purpose in my life before she helped me. So now I help her in return. I am no scientist, but I am good with machines.
Do you think Project Purity will ever work again?
If Dr. Lee says it will work, then it will be so.
We see Anna and Janice, and another new fellow in the back, Alex Dargan.
Hey there. I hear we have you to thank for getting us up and running again.
Okay, this guy's got a better attitude. I like him. What's your story?
Who, me? Oh, nothing special. I grew up in Rivet City and was always interested in what the scientists were doing there. Dr. Lee took me under her wing and taught me everything I know. Dan and I were out in the field when we got the call to come back.
Do you think Project Purity will ever work again?
I don't see why not. Between Dr. Lee and your dad, we've got the best minds on the job. They can do just about anything. Yeah, I think we'll be up and running in no time.
All right, love that positive attitude. Anything I should know about this place?
I'd steer clear of the water if I were you. It's seeping in from the tidal basin, which means it's radioactive. If that's not bad enough, if there are any loose wires as the power comes back on, you might get a bit of a jolt. Know what I mean?
Good tips. Thanks, Alex.
Be careful, okay?
That seems to be all the scientists that Madison Lee has recruited. Heading into the rotunda, we can walk up the stairs to check in with Dad.
You remember your mother's favorite passage? Revelation 21:6. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. I will give unto him that is athirst of the fountain of the water of life freely. Don't you see? This is what it all means. The water, the purifier. This is the water of life. Your mother's dream. No point in wasting time. Let's get to work. There's much to be done.
What do we need to do right now?
The project was abandoned shortly after you were born. Things have deteriorated here since then, and there's been some flooding. I'll need you to get to the flood control pumps and activate them so we can clear out the water and reach the mainframe.
Why me? Can't someone else do it?
In a word, no. Everyone else has specific tasks to complete as the power comes back online. Don't worry. I'll guide you along the way as best I can using the intercom system. You'll do fine.
No way. I'm not doing this.
Honey, I know things are moving a bit quickly, and I'm sure you must have conflicting feelings about helping me after what's happened. If you need to take a moment, that's fine. I'll be waiting for you.
I said I'm not doing this, and I meant it.
All right, I won't push. But please reconsider.
Oh, okay. Where do I need to go?
The automatic doors sealed when the flooding occurred, so you'll have to use the access tunnels to reach the pumps.
With that, Dad walks off, and we've got a job to do. Janice here has new dialogue once she enters the rotunda.
Just be careful what you touch in here, okay? The equipment's old enough as it is.
Anything I should know about this place?
Dr. Lee has been waiting to come back here for 20 years, okay? 20. That's a long time. This is important. We can't afford to screw it up.
All right, I get the project's importance. Well, thankfully, we explored the entire Jefferson Memorial in a previous episode, so we've got a pretty good idea of where to go next. Heading out of the rotunda, we can move south to enter the sub-basement. We cleared this in a previous episode, so we have nothing to fear. Dad said we needed to flip a flood control power switch. So passing the room where we were born, we can head downstairs, go through the barracks until we see the sign on the wall, flood control. Following it around the corner and down a hallway, we find a switch right next to an intercom. We can check in with Dad to make sure we're at the right spot.
Everything all right?
Where am I now?
You're in the security level. It's full of holding tanks for the water, as well as our processing equipment and power systems.
Where do I go from here?
The flood control pump is at the south end of this level.
Okay, thanks for the help.
Good luck, honey.
Okay, we'll just flip this switch.
Great work on the pumps. Hurry back, and I'll give you the fuses you'll need.
What? Why didn't he give us the fuses before we came downstairs? All right, well, with the switch flipped, we can retrace our steps, head all the way back up, head to the rotunda, and check in with Dad to get the fuses.
I've been hearing good things about you. Is it true? Did you really disarm the bomb in Megaton?
Why do you care?
I just wanted to say I'm very proud of you. That's all.
Sure I did, but only because it paid well.
I see. You did a good thing, but I'm not sure I approve of your motives. Perhaps we can discuss it more later. We have a lot of work to do now.
Yep, I disarmed the bomb.
I'm very proud of you, even though you put yourself in harm's way. Just please be careful out there. This is a dangerous world. Far more dangerous than anyone in that vault knows.
You said something about fuses?
Right. The flooding shorted out some of the fuse boxes downstairs, including one that controls some of the automatic doors. Here, take these fuses. The box is back down in the sub-basement near the eastern end of the level. Once the fuses are replaced, you'll be able to get to the mainframe.
What exactly should I be doing now?
You need to replace the fuses that shorted out in the flooding. Once they're in, the automatic doors will work and we can reach the mainframe. Be careful, sweetie.
He has a different conversation with the Lone Wanderer if we chose to blow up Megaton.
I think we need to talk. I've been hearing things. Things that have happened out there. Megaton destroyed? You didn't have anything to do with that, did you?
Nope, nothing to do with me.
Honestly, I have a hard time believing you. I raised you to be better than that. Better than the wastes. We'll talk more about this later. There's too much work to be done now to let this get in the way.
Look, it's complicated. I'm not proud of it, but it needed to be done.
Something like that never needs to be done. I can't begin to tell you how disappointed I am in you. There's work to be done now, but I want to talk to you about this later.
What I do in the world is my business, not yours.
What you do in the world may be your business, but here, with me, you are my son. I can't begin to tell you how disappointed I am. That goes against everything I ever taught you. I want to talk more about this later. For now, let's just focus on our work.
Oh, so now the father who walked out on me is gonna give me a lecture?
What I did can't even compare to such a thing. All those people. You're still my daughter, and I love you. But I can't begin to tell you how disappointed in you I am. We'll talk more about this when there's time. Right now, we have work to do.
With the fuses in hand, we can head back to the sub-basement, all the way downstairs, and this time follow the signs towards Fuse Access A1. Dad doesn't have any different dialogue if we go to the intercoms, so heading all the way down to the bottom, we find Fuse Access A1 on a northern wall. After installing the fuses...
With the fuses in place, you should be able to access the mainframe. No need to come back to the control room. Just head straight there.
Well, that's good. We don't have to make a trip back to Dad. So, to find the mainframe. But we know where this is. We found the door in a previous video, heading all the way back up the stairs. Instead of turning left to go back to the rotunda, we can head northwest, where we find a double door to the mainframe. Now it's unlocked. Heading through, we find the mainframe against the western wall. Flipping the switch.
Just be a few minutes until we can access the mainframe. Use the intercom so I can tell you where to go next.
Okay, accessing the intercom.
There are a few minor repairs still to be made up here in the control room. Why don't you come back here and give me a hand? Actually, wait. There's one other thing I need you to do. Janice says there's a blockage in one of the intake pipes. It's on your way back. Head back up to the museum level and give me a call on the intercom when you get there.
All right, we need to head to the intake pipes. We tried to explore these in a previous video, but with the power disabled, we couldn't get very far. Turning around and heading back, we can pass the rotunda, and instead of turning left out the exit, we can turn right. Checking in with Dad on an intercom.
All right. You should be just outside the pipe that's been giving us trouble. Now don't worry. This isn't dangerous at all. Just get inside and use the manual controls to drain the pipe. That'll break up the debris enough for the filters to function properly.
Is this dangerous?
No, not at all. You'll just need to turn a valve. It'll only take a moment.
I'm going in.
Now, I won't be able to contact you once you're in there. You'll exit near the cisterns, and then you can get in touch with me again.
Heading through the door, we see the big grate to pump control. On the other side, we arrive in that long pipe, and at the end, we pass through a grate to the portion of the pipe that's broken, exposed to the outside. There in the middle of the pipe to the right, we can activate the pipe controls. There we go. Piece of cake. What's that? Whew.
Everyone, listen. It seems we have some visitors. I don't know who they are or what they want. Please, everyone, remain in your assigned areas while we get this... the Enclave. What are they doing here? They're where? Madison, lock the door.
The Enclave? Like the radio guys? But we can't turn around. The grate behind us is locked. We've got to turn north, wherever this leads. On the other side, we arrive in a sift pump, and it goes underground. Thankfully, we see these platforms. We can drop down from platform to platform, so we don't kill ourselves. At the very bottom, the pipe turns west, and then south, out a grate, back into the sub-basement. What the?
Ah, there you are. Where? Some help with this one.
We were attacked by someone in power armor. An Enclave soldier? We're standing on that pipe, overlooking the pools at the very bottom of the sub-basement. Our only way is to jump down. Heading through the barracks and running up the steps, we find the body of the Enclave soldier we killed. He's wearing a full suit of Tesla power armor, and we discover that this is a pretty great suit of power armor. The suit has a DR of 43, not quite as good as our T-51B, but it grants plus 10 to energy weapons and plus 20 to radiation resistance. The helmet has a DR of 9, grants plus 5 to radiation resistance, but minus 1 to charisma. Looks like these Enclave guys aren't very popular in the Capital Wasteland. This suit we find is in poor condition, but we can snag it to repair it later. Oh, wait a minute, we can't get caught up in this. We've got to get to Dad. Heading out, we can go up the stairs towards the rotunda, but moving towards the door, we find even more Enclave soldiers. This guy was wearing Enclave power armor. It's a bit weaker than the Tesla armor we just got, with only 40 DR for the suit, but 9 for the helmet. However, the stats are very different. Instead of the plus to energy weapons, we get plus 1 to strength, minus 1 to agility, and only plus 15 to radiation resistance. The Enclave power armor helmet grants plus 5 to radiation resistance, but at the cost of minus 1 charisma. It looks nearly identical to the Tesla suit, but it's missing the big arcs of electricity flowing all over it. I believe this is supposed to be the same suit of power armor that the Enclave used back in Fallout 2, the Advanced Power Armor Mark II. The Tesla appears to be the same suit, only with Tesla coils attached. But there are more Enclave soldiers outside the gift shop. This guy was wearing a suit of Enclave Hellfire power armor. The Hellfire power armor is even better than the Tesla. When fully repaired, the suit has a DR of 50 and grants plus 1 to strength, plus 30 to fire resistance, and plus 15 to radiation resistance. The helmet is better too, granting plus 10 to DR, plus 5 to fire resistance, and plus 5 to radiation resistance, but costs us 1 charisma. This suit is equal to the T-51B suit of power armor that we got at Fort Constantine, though it does have less radiation resistance, but it gives us that nice boost to fire resistance. This makes it arguably one of the best suits of power armor in the game, besting even the winterized suit of T-51B. However, that suit from Operation Anchorage does have infinite health, meaning we'll never have to repair it. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick with my winterized suit. But again, I'm getting sidetracked. With the Enclave dead, we can turn around and head through the door to the rotunda. Racing up the stairs, we stand next to Madison Lee, but a door has closed.
By the authority of the President, this facility is now under United States government control. The person in charge is to step forward immediately and turn over all materials related to this project.
That's quite impossible. This is a private project. The Enclave has no authority here. I'm going to have to ask you to leave at once.
Am I to assume, sir, that you are in charge?
Yes, I'm responsible for this project.
Then I repeat, sir, that you are hereby instructed to immediately hand over all materials related to the purifier.
I'm sorry, but that's...
Furthermore, you are to assist Enclave scientists in assuming control of the administration and operation of this facility at once.
Colonel. Is it Colonel? I'm sorry, but the facility is not operational. It never has been. I'm afraid you're wasting your time here.
Sir, this is the last time I am going to repeat myself. Stand down at once and turn over control of this facility.
Colonel, I assure you that this facility will not function. We have never been able to successfully replicate test results.
I suggest you comply immediately, sir, in order to prevent any more incidents. Are we clear?
Yes, Colonel. Do whatever you want. There's no need for more violence.
Then you will immediately hand over all materials related to this project and aid us in making it operational at once.
Very well. Give me a few moments to bring the system online.
There's got to be a way to open this bulkhead. But it just won't budge. Any buttons on here? No. What about over by Madison?
My patience wears thin.
Just another minute and I'll be done.
What? Dad?
Run. Run!
Dad, no. No, Dad. He's dead. Dad.
James. He's gone. We have to get out of here. They'll be coming for us next. We've got to evacuate now.
What the hell just happened?
James, your father caused an overload. He sacrificed himself to keep the Enclave from getting the purifier and to buy us some time to escape. There'll be more of them coming. We need to get out of here before they find us, or else your father died in vain.
I'm not leaving my father in there.
There's nothing anyone can do for him now. The radiation levels in there are lethal. You'd die the same way he did. We need to get out of here now.
How do we get out of here?
We used an old abandoned tunnel as an escape route once before, many years ago. Everyone should know how to find it. We need to get there right now. Let's go.
Lead the way. Let's not waste any time.
There's an old tunnel that will lead us out of here to someplace safe. We used it as an evacuation route once before, but that was a long time ago. I hope everyone remembers how to get there. There isn't time to round everyone up. Come on, follow me, and hurry!
Madison flees down the stairs and out towards the gift shop. She then leads us to that sewer grate that we couldn't access when we found it in a previous episode. This leads to Taft Tunnel, and I hate to do this now, but I'm completely out of time. We'll pick up right here where we leave off in Taft Tunnel in my next episode. What are your thoughts now that James is dead? Was he rash to sacrifice himself so willingly? Did he even think what it would do to us to watch our father die right before our eyes just after saving him? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. I publish many Fallout videos each and every week on my channel, so if you don't want to miss the next episode, be sure to subscribe and to click that bell notification button. If you have and you feel like you're still missing out on YouTube notifications, consider following me on Twitter at Oxhorn. I update Twitter manually with every new piece of content that I publish. I have a shirt shop. Man, can I even promote shirts now that James is dead? I just feel so tawdry. Well, I have shirts and they're pretty cool. You can buy them if you want. I've got links somewhere. There's this Patreon place and people who like my videos, they support me there. Sorry, I just don't have it in me after that. Except to say thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon with the Lone Wanderer's escape through Taft Tunnels.